Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Arkham Asylum Megafigure Titan Joker. This is the final boss from the video game Arkham Asylum. DC Direct made a Titan Joker years ago and it's pretty nice, so I'm really curious to see how this guy stacks up next to that one. I had this guy pre-ordered from GameStop, pre-ordered from Amazon, pre-ordered from Walmart, but they all seem to be BSing on the release date, kept pushing it back. I've been calling Target with the DCPI number over and over and over again. Today is the first day that Titan Joker and Clayface hit my area. Went in, swooped them up. So let's go and check out the packaging. As you can see, age is 12 plus, DC Multiverse Titan Joker. Here he is in the package. No traditional accessories, but he has a display stand and a collector's card. One side of the package, the Joker Titan from Batman Arkham Asylum. Other side, the Joker Titan. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. On the back side, you can see Titan Joker posed up, looking fantastic. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I did end up getting two of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman-related action figure collection. And here's the Titan Joker, next to the standard version of the Joker from Arkham Asylum. And here he is, next to all the different versions of Joker McFarlane has made from Arkham Asylum. We have the Titan and Muddied Up version for the 2-pack, the large Titan Joker, the regular Joker, and the bronze Platinum Chase variant. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He doesn't come with any traditional accessories, but this figure is massive. He is absolutely giant. I thought he was going to be very top heavy, but it seems to be working out okay so far, although one of his ankles is a little bit loose. So this is Titan Joker, the final boss in Arkham Asylum. It was a pretty easy boss battle, but it was a pretty cool design for Joker as well, and it led into all the events of Arkham City. So let's take a look at him. Start with his head here. Looks fantastic. Paint and the sculpt is great. Some darker gray here, lighter gray throughout his face, some green Titan coming through him. Mohawk, sculpt is nice. Kind of rubbery, has some give to it. That smile, it's a face only a mother can love. The elongated nose. Sculpting is magnificent on this guy. The blood, flesh open, Titan veins all over him, his ribs. Looks like we got double ball joint here, double jointed elbows, bone protruding everywhere, out of his back. A couple of those are warped, should be easy fix. Grain all over him. These things are very bendable, they're not going to break. His pants look good, textured, ripped, more blood, double jointed knees. Looks like a winner. And just a closer look at his head or face sculpt. And I want to give a shout out to my boy Albert who made this diorama for me. Still absolutely love this thing. Now let's take a look at his accessories. And let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane stand. Black perfect circle, says DC at the bottom. It's got one peg for the pegals on his feet. Very thin, very basic. Now I'm not really worried about using the stand. What I'm worried about is if his ankle gets loose, because if that's the case, even a stand won't really help you. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's the Titan Joker figure posed up. Titan Joker from Batman Arkham Asylum. The back side. There's a description, if you want to read that. Go ahead and pause now. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his lack of accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 10.5 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 27 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the mohawk, about 10.9 inches. Here's the Titan Joker next to Swamp Thing. Although the top of his head may not be quite as tall as Swamp Thing, if you go to the top of the mohawk, he is taller. So this is the tallest McFarlane DC Multiverse figure yet. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up that far, down that far. You can pretty much do anything you want it to do. It's very impressive. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes up about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. You can pop his arm out pretty easily if you mess with it a lot. He's got this butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, increasing the range of motion. No bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. They can go all the way in. His wrist can rotate, and it's hinged as well. Torso here, he's got a ball joint, rotates around a little bit, goes forward and back, look down pretty far. Another ball joint is waist, rotate around, up and down, giving him a very good range of motion. His torso looks a little off in this area though. His legs goes up about that far, not a ball joint, similar type idea. Can rotate very nicely, forward about that far, back not too much. Double jointed knees, go all the way back. Then his ankle, his ball in it, goes up and down, rotate, can tilt, rock, and to articulation. So the story's going to start off with Batman escorting Joker through the halls of Arkham Asylum, but Joker has made it far too easy. And of course, before long, the Joker ends up escaping. It's all Potter's master plan to take over the asylum. Later that night, the Joker confronts Batman with a few of his thugs. They all have their guns trained on Batman. But instead of shooting at Batman, Joker turns around and fires his weapon at the various thugs. Not out of character for Joker, but it's not what you think. The Joker injected his thugs with a Titan formula. Now Batman has to deal with 3 tightened up Joker thugs. Quite the game changer. A while later, Joker is confronting Batman, about to shoot him with the Titan formula. The Joker quickly changes his mind and injects himself. And then you have Batman fighting the Titan Joker. Mutated, enormous, disgusting, threatening. How's Batman ever gonna win? Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures. And before we check him out next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, I want to check him out next to the DC Direct Titan Joker. Let's see which one is better. Here's McFarlane Titan Joker on the left, and the DC Direct Titan Joker on the right. I'll tell ya, that McFarlane Titan Joker doesn't even look like he's finished transforming compared to the DC Direct one. Those fingernails are way longer, the spikes are way bigger, the figure itself, bigger, bulkier. I would say DC Direct wins on the sculpt and paint job, but McFarlane wins on the articulation. Tell me what you guys think. Which one looks better? They both look absolutely fantastic, but I'm going to have to give it up for DC Direct. It's a very stiff figure, articulation's rough, but God, did they nail that design. Just the overall look of the figures. The McFarlane one has a more plasticky sort of look to it. DC Direct one, it just looks more real. And a little bit of a closer look at both these figures. Drop me a line in the comments below. Which one do you think looks better? I'm going to say DC Direct wins on this occasion. Here's McFarlane Titan Joker next to 3 custom tightened up Joker thugs. These are customized out of the DC Direct Titan Joker. I actually bought 5 of that figure. One is unopened, boxed away. One of them is as is, and then 3 of them are these Joker thugs. The one on the left is a Harley Quinn thug. Now, it would have actually worked out a little bit better if these were all made with McFarlane Titan Jokers, and then we had the DC Direct Titan Joker as the actual Joker. But these guys were made so many years ago, way before McFarlane was even making figures. Here's the Titan Joker from Arkham Asylum, next to the regular Joker from Arkham Asylum. We went from that little guy to that giant thing with just a dose of Titan. Then, next to the Arkham Asylum Batman, the size difference is huge. These are the only 3 different figures they've made from Arkham Asylum. Yeah, there are variants. And even though these are only really 2 different characters, you definitely need to have both the Joker and Titan Joker in your Arkham Asylum collection. I would welcome more characters from Arkham Asylum. We do have a Megafigure Killer Croc coming up later in the year. But a Poison Ivy or a Scarecrow, that would be fantastic. Add in the variants, and this is McFarlane's entire collection of Arkham Asylum figures. The variants, I mean, they're cool enough, but I really want some different characters. And here he is, next to the Arkham Knight figures. They've only made Batman, although we do have an actual Arkham Knight figure coming real soon. And now, with the figures from Arkham Origins, they only made Deathstroke. Now, the Arkham games are not the only games that McFarlane has made action figures from. Here's the Titan Joker, next to their Injustice 2 collection. And we have a Green Arrow figure coming from Injustice real soon as well. McFarlane also made figures from the upcoming Gotham Knights game. I'd assume the figures' release dates would have been later if they knew the game was going to be delayed so long. I'm still trying to track down the unpainted Batgirl and the Red Nightwing variant. Here's the Titan Joker, next to all the different Joker figures McFarlane has made so far. Although, technically, I guess the Joker Batman robot from Batman Beyond and Future's End is not actually Joker. They have made a ton of variations. Even the newest ones, the bloody version of the Mortal Kombat 11 Joker, and the Death of the Family Joker. The next Joker figure they're making is going to be the Joker Dragon. And I can't actually think of any other announced or leaked Joker figures off the top of my head. And now, next to the Harley Quinn figures McFarlane has made. Now let's check them out, next to some other McFarlane DC Megafigures. A Megafigure is essentially a large, oversized deluxe figure. It's in the 7-inch scale, but it's considerably larger than 7 inches. They don't fit in the traditional packaging, and they usually run for about $40. Here's the Titan Joker next to Clayface. These were the 2 newest Megafigures, and were in the same assortment. Clayface may be a lot smaller than Titan Joker as far as height goes, but he's a lot wider, bigger, and bulkier. Here he is, next to the previous Megafigure Swamp Thing. Before Titan Joker, Swamp Thing was the tallest McFarlane DC figure they've made. Now Titan Joker holds that title. Before that, they made a Megafigure of King Shark. This is a gold label, Walmart exclusive in the US. Some people got the bloody version, some people got the regular version. And here he is, next to the first assortment of Megafigures. These were from Zack Snyder's Justice League, Darkseid and Steppenwolf. Here are all the different various McFarlane DC Megafigures they've made so far. We've got quite the collection, and quite the different variety of shapes and sizes. Now the next Megafigures that I'm aware of, we have Man-Bat and Killer Croc coming out, and there's also a couple of Adam Smasher figures from the Black Adam movie, but I'm not really sure which one's coming next, as the Black Adam movie's been delayed. McFarlane may change their release schedule. Then, here's the Titan Joker, next to all the different McFarlane Build-A-Figures. Before the Megafigure, the Build-A-Figure was the only way McFarlane could get these large figures out. And they're not quite as large as the Megafigures. Now let's check them out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to a couple of Lex Luthor figures. Then, next to Superboy Prime and Lobo. And here he is, next to the Speed Force Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and the Reverse Flash from DC's Rebirth Comics. Then, next to Batman Beyond's Unmasked Batwoman, and the Atomic Edition of Blight. And here he is, next to the Future State Batman and Dark Detective. Then, next to the Rebirth Batman and the Infinite Frontier Robin. And now, next to the Lois and Clark Black Suit Superman, and the Rebirth General Zod. And here, next to the Justice League Endless Winter Aquaman, and the Rebirth Martian Manhunter. Then, next to the Batman, the Dark Knight Returns, Superman vs. Armored Batman 2-pack, and next to both versions of the Mortal Kombat 11 Joker. And now, next to the Batman 3 Jokers wave. Then, next to McFarlane's The Batman Collection, here's Joker, next to the Collect to Build a Horse, Batman the Dark Knight Returns wave. Then, next to the Justice League Endless Winter collective build of Frost King Wave. And finally, here he is, next to the Death of the Family Joker. Now let's check him out, next to a few DC Direct Arkham Asylum figures. Here he is, next to the DC Direct Arkham Asylum Batman. Here's Titan Joker, next to all the different DC Direct Arkham Asylum rogues. He fits in nicely with them. And as big as this Titan Joker is, he ain't got shit on DC Direct's Arkham City Clayface and Solomon Grundy. Now let's check him out, next to some McFarlane Megafigures from other lines. Here he is, with the Violator and a Cygor from their Spawn line. And here, with a couple of Ice Giants from McFarlane's Witcher video game line. Then, next to a couple of Megafigures from McFarlane's Netflix Witcher line. And finally, next to McFarlane's Fezzik from Princess Bride. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. And I'm going to include as many Joker and Joker henchman type figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out, next to the other McFarlane Joker figures, here he is, with some other regular McFarlane figures. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane figures, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Joker figures. And here he is, next to some NECA figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Joker figures. And here, with some Megafig Joker figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts Joker figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, this is an absolutely fantastic action figure. This guy is very detailed. Sculpt and paint job are excellent. This guy's an absolute giant, although not as big as the DC Direct version. His articulation is fantastic considering his size. His accessories are non-existent. My only real concern about this guy is his ankles. They're a little bit loose. They stay up just fine right now, but I'm concerned, how's it going to be 3 months from now or a year from now? If I were to rate this figure, I'm going to give him a very solid 8 out of 10, almost leaning toward an 8.5. Figure is very nice, but the fact that I like the DC Direct one better does sort of overshadow this guy. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.